Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to No Bones Fight Talk. Joining us today is a man who announced himself in BKFC earlier on this year with a right hand that rattled all the way around Italy, made the whole of the heavyweight division stand up and beyond, and an endorsement from Conor McGregor, and an unfortunate eye cut later. He joins us today from the Gold Coast in Australia. Welcome and thank you for joining us, Haze the Huntsman.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you for having me. Thank you for that
introduction.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, really appreciate you joining us. So, Haze, I think we were better off start with last weekend. Obviously, well, back in October 25th in Rome. We was there live. I mean, it was an incredible event from start to finish. Your fight, I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it while it lasted. I must say that.
It was a good, enjoyable fight. Yeah, I liked it.
I mean, for a fan perspective, it was fireworks. I absolutely loved it. You couldn't literally blink. I mean, it was fantastic while it lasted. Let's get your thoughts on that fight, how it started, and obviously the doctor's stoppage, and what are your thoughts leading out of that?
Yeah. Look, man, I was enjoying the fight. I got caught with a fucking beauty right hand in like the first minute, I think it was, that sat me down. But then I felt I got up. I sort of recovered well, got up, and I feel like I won the next 2 rounds after that. It's just unfortunate. I think I got a shot in the second round that must have split my eye, but I can't say which shot it was. It wasn't an overly significant shot. It was just unlucky, I guess, on my behalf. Lucky for him, but not for me. Then at the beginning of round 4, they called it off due to that cut. But I could see the head was clear. It was fine. I was fit. I could probably do 10 rounds at that pace quite easily. I put a lot of work into the camp in that aspect, and the doctor saw fit to call it off. So it is what it is. I was a bit disappointed because I did feel like I was going to put him out in that 4th round. I just got my timing and my range dialed back in after taking the head knock in the 1st round, and I was sort of finding a home for my shots, and got taken away from me. But that's bare knuckle, man. That's bare knuckle, and that's why I love the sport.
Yeah, it's felt that way. I mean, when you got hit in the 1st round early on, I mean, you took your time to. You didn't look. Obviously, you went down, but you took your time. You didn't rush back up. Were you really hurt, or was it?
No, not overly. Not overly. I thought I landed my shot, and then, then I was on the fucking ground looking up at the ref, and fucking Chris just standing there. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here?
To be fair, that's usually you that with the counter punching.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't like I had slipped what I thought was his jab, and then I was coming back with the right hand, and he was throwing a 1-2. And it just, his shot landed a lot more flush than mine did, and I was moving my head into it. Peach of a shot, beautiful shot. But yeah, I was so clear-headed that I saw that he wasn't in his neutral corner, and I saw Big Dan turn around and go like, "You're not in your neutral corner." So I was like, "Sweet, I've got a couple of extra seconds here." And then I just waited. I just waited on my knee, waited for him to resume the count, and then I got up at sort of like, I think around 7 or 8. So I was absolutely fine. Great shot though.
It was a great shot, and we absolutely agree with you that we think that you did win them next 2 rounds, and you were up on the fight when, unfortunately, the doctor did stop it. What are your thoughts on the stoppage in particular? I know you said you could have carried on at that pace, but how much trouble was that eye actually giving you, and do you think you should have stopped it, or do you think you should have let it carry on?
None. The eye was giving me no trouble whatsoever.
Really?
Like I could see, there wasn't, for a cut on an eye, there was minimal blood, man. You know what I mean? Like it really was. There was that little bit at the start of round 3 where I wiped my eye, and then like there was no real man, I could see completely. That's why when they sent me to the doctor, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be sweet. Because when they came up to me in between rounds, they're sort of like, can you see how many fingers am I holding up? I'm like, bro, I can see perfectly fine. perfectly fine. And I mean, even if you look at it now, I'll try to get a little closer, but it's completely healed.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
To be
Like it's
fair,
completely healed.
Hayes, it did look bad on the close up, because it
Yeah,
split right down the middle. It looked
yeah, yeah,
nasty.
yeah. It did. When I looked it back, because obviously I can't see the cut when I'm fighting, but I could see everything was clear. There was no split vision. There was nothing. I was absolutely fine. I couldn't even tell you which shot actually did it. Like I was absolutely fine. But when the doctor stopped it, I was like, fuck, it must be pretty bad. Like it must be pretty bad if he's going to do that. I don't think it really warranted it. But I mean, I'm not a medic. I don't know. But I could have fucking fallen out if I got hit again. I don't know. So you've got to respect the doctor, the ref, and the officials. But I can't help but be a bit disappointed about the decision.
I'm going to say you seem pretty diplomatic about it now. I bet just post fight that your attitude were a little bit different. I think were you a bit angry about it at the time, but obviously realizing that they are safeguarding you in long run, aren't they?
I didn't get actually angry until I watched the fight back. I'm like, fuck, I had him. Like I had him. Like at the end of the third, he didn't even know where he was going. He walked back to my corner. You know what I mean? Like he was
always a surefire sign, is that?
Yeah. Yeah. So and I wouldn't say it was angry. I was annoyed. I was disappointed. I did feel like a good comeback win was taken from me. But as I said, man, this is bare knuckle, and I've said it many times. You can be absolutely winning the whole fight. They could just close their eyes and go bang, cut you open, doesn't even hurt you, and you lose the fight. It is something I've said for a couple of years. So
especially in that heavyweight division, man. Especially.
Yeah. That's it. Exactly. Yeah.
I like one of your quotes from last week when I messaged you just saying how you are, how's your recovery and your eye and whatnot, and you put, doctors shouldn't get involved. Me and the big man are real fighting men. Let us both fight until one of us can't.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, that's how I feel. But he does have a job to do. That's his job, and I'm sure I don't care about losing a fucking eye, but I'm sure he'd probably have a few sleepless nights if he let it continue and I lost an eye. So yeah, I guess that's on him. That's up to him. It's his decision. I've got to respect it.
Yeah. And what are your immediate thoughts now and after? Do you want an
Rematch.
immediate
Rematch. I'm training already. I started training on Monday.
Potential rematch. Have they said anything, or are you just training because that's what
Look,
you want?
look. Straight after, the first thing Connor said when he came up to me was, "Do you want the rematch?" I was like, "Fucking oath, I want the rematch."
Yeah.
Chris himself, we spoke afterwards, and he's like, "Oh, this isn't a good way to win a fight. We should have a rematch." I was like, "Yes, yeah, let's have a rematch, absolutely." And everyone has said let's do a rematch. And then I'd sort of spoken to Chris again through message. Now, obviously, context is lost over messaging, and I know that there's somewhat of a language barrier between myself and Chris, but I just got the feeling that he was no longer interested in a rematch.
Right.
Yeah, I got that feeling. I hope it's just me, being a bit annoyed about the whole situation and this and that, and that he does stick to his word and offer that rematch.
Well,
We can only see.
You definitely deserve a rematch. I think from, like we said, from the comeback that was cruelly denied you by the doctor. But if that was not to happen against BKFC, is there any other guys in that heavyweight division that you might fancy taking on?
All of them, man, all of them. I really want to get that fight back out the way, just to put a full stop to it and go like that. This has bare knuckle. This happens, but I'm a far better fighter than that. And then literally fucking anyone, bro. I do not care. I do not care. I will fight anyone. I think most fighters are like that. I think especially in bare knuckle, we'll all fight anyone. It's whether or not the money makes sense, the direction makes sense, the path makes sense. You know what I mean? I have hopes of being on a title run for the world title. So
Have you got a timeline for that?
yeah, I want it within 2 years. Within 2 years, man. I think I have a lot to offer the world outside of just my fighting. I want to have a go at business. I want to retire my whole family, and I even want to have a go at management and coaching other bare knuckle fighters and stuff like that as well. I feel like I have a lot to offer after fighting, so I don't really want to fight until I'm 40. I'm 35 now. I want to be done by 37. You know, so yeah, 2 years. 2 years. If I can get another good, get this rematch, get the win in the rematch, and then start looking at boys in the top 5 and get a few good wins in the top 5. I'd like to have a shot at the world title, and I don't care who has it.
Yeah, things can move really quickly, can't they? A couple of wins and you shoot up the rankings.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Especially in bare knuckle. Absolutely. There's not a lot of fighters that have, double-digit veterans. You know what I mean? There really isn't. Ben Rothwell, the world champions, had 4 fights. You know what I mean? So it can move quite quickly.
Would you be after maybe like there's a guy Aggie Faulkner from obviously from England?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought he was going down though. I thought he was going down to cruiser.
I think he's open to idea.
Yeah. Because I saw him training, and I was like, "Fuck, you look fit, bro." I'm like, "Are you going down to cruiser? Are you going down to 205?" And he's like, "Yeah, thinking about it." But yeah, I'll fight anyone. I'll fight anyone.
Yeah. Would you foresee your next fight being in Italy again then, or are you open?
I'd say so. I'd say so because I spoke to Gabriel, and he's very interested in having the rematch back in Italy.
We've got a bit of a theme going on there with them Italian ones, as we mentioned it a little bit there in the intro. Obviously, your debut was in Florence earlier on this year in April, where you fought against Steve Banks, and as I said, you finished him off with a right hand that made everybody take notice, because it was like Chris mentioned earlier, that them counter strikes that you're so good at. How did that feel to have your debut there, walking out in Florence after wanting to make it in the medical world and that, and to get your first winner with a round 1 knockout? Couldn't be more perfect, could it?
Yeah. I mean, it was good. It was great. And Steve was a great opponent. Very humble, courteous man. And I think the biggest thing for that knockout was that no one else had done him like that. You see, when he fought Perdomo, he was finished on his feet. And I think when he fought Terrell, he was finished on his feet. They were both, obviously Mick Terrell, world champion. Leonardo Perdomo is like the world number 1. So they're the only other 2 people that had beaten Steve Banks. Everyone else, Steve Banks had knocked out.
Yeah.
So I think that was a big thing to see him sort of flattened and sort of like face plant in the ring. So I think that made a few people take notice. But yeah, it was good. It was a good fight. It was how I envisioned it going. The way I set up my traps and set up my counter. But yeah, man, it was an amazing experience. Amazing experience. Even just walking out to the ring in Florence. I don't know if I noticed it as much in Rome, but in Florence, like everyone shouting like vibrated your head. Like it was just such a like gladiatorial sort of feeling, like you're walking out to a coliseum and everything's just like shaking. That was one of the biggest things I remember walking out in Florence. It was an amazing experience.
Speaking of your walkouts, obviously it's becoming pretty famous pretty quickly. Your different outfits you walk out, and you're called the Huntsman. You come out dressed as what some people might call your prey. Tell us a little about that. Where did that idea come from, and is it something that helps you get into the zone, so to speak?
I think, man, it's just like I enjoy being creative. I'm a very creative person, and that's apparent even in the way that I fight. I love being creative and thinking outside the box and sort of trying to do things a way that other people don't. And I think that was just me trying to build a character and just try and get the fans involved. Go, oh, what animal is going to come out in next, or I think I might even, for my next one, I might even let the audience pick what animal we do next. We'll put up
Do
like
a little Instagram poll or something like that.
yeah, and I'll chuck flamingo in there just for shits and giggles, and I guarantee everyone's going to make me wear a pink fight
Pink
kit next
tights,
time.
mate.
But yeah, no,
I mean,
it's
you're a
just
scary looking fucker, man, but I think them pink tights might take it a little bit away from
yeah. Look, man, it's just something that I can do to sort of add to the showman side of what prize fighting is today, because that's essentially that's what we are. We're showmen. We need to entertain, and more so than just gladiators and warriors, we need to be entertainers as well. And so yeah, that's sort of the path I've tried to take as well. I'm trying to tick all of the right boxes to make as much noise, make as much money, and make as much entertainment value as possible when I fight.
I'm sure BKFC endorse all that as well, because people with characters like yourself doing stuff like that, it gets eyes onto it, gets people talking. I'm sure they're happy to have you and other characters like you about.
Yeah, hope so. Give me my rematch.
If you wear the flamingo, we'll call for the rematch as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Haze, it's been a crazy last 2 or 3 years for you, I suppose.
Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I saw a post where, how did it come about getting into the training for the BKFC? Because you started off as a pro boxer, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a relatively good amateur boxer here in Australia. I won the junior national title when I was about 18. And then life sort of happened. I had my first daughter at 17. I had my second child at 20. So from a very young age, I was I had responsibilities. I had other responsibilities that kids my age didn't really have. So, I sort of stepped away from fighting. Never lost the love for it, but I stepped away, had a few injuries, had a few setbacks, and then I just decided to have another crack at fighting when I was about 31, and I'd opened up a boxing gym. And I just felt like the boys that I was coaching, these young boys, were just... So I was 150 kilo. I'm not sure what that is in stone, but I was 150 kilo. I was big. I was huge. And yeah, I felt like the boys were looking at me and just going, like, who are you? Like, you're some fat dude who's young enough to still have a go, and you're trying to tell us to get fit or tell us what to do.
Yeah.
And they probably didn't think that, but that was all in my head. But it was good enough for me to then go, well, fuck, I've got to do something about this, so these boys sort of have something to
Practice what you
respect.
preach, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly right. So I was like, all right, I'll just have one more fight just to show the boys that I sort of know what I'm talking about, and then hopefully they'll start following suit and doing this and that. And that fight lasted a minute.
Yeah.
And that was my return fight, and that was that one. I'm not sure if you've seen it. He throws an overhand, and I slip and roll and come back with an uppercut.
I have.
And yeah. So that
Hell of
was
a
my
shot.
return. Yeah, that was my return fight, and that went viral. So I was like, okay, I might I might do another one. And then it just sort of started snowballing. Got ranked as a pro in Australia again, in the top 10. At 31, trying to make a comeback, still injury ridden and slightly and overweight. And then I did say, I was like, look, I'll do boxing for 2 more years, and then I wanna go over to bare knuckle. It's something that I always had something I always want to do. Like I had posters of Jimmy Sweeney in my boxing gym before I'd ever met Jimmy. You know what I mean? So it was always something I wanted to get into. And I was then one of my highlight reels went viral, and the promoter from Bad to the Bone reached out to me, Stephen Hanks. He reached out to me. He's like, hey man, would you ever go bare knuckle? And I'm just like, I've literally just been saying I want to do bare knuckle, and then a bare knuckle promoter. So I was like, fucking oath I do, bro. And he's like, cool, when do you want to come over? I was like, when's your next show? And he's like, in 2 weeks. I was like, no, not that one.
You fucking
So,
mad. No.
yeah, I was like,
Beep.
yeah. So then I jumped on his following show, and
That
yeah,
were over
and
here
then
in UK.
yes, yeah. So that was in Stoke-on-Trent.
Was that
Yeah.
the first time you left Australia for so many years? Been abroad?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that was the first time, man. It was crazy. It was a 30-hour flight. I landed on the Thursday and I fought on the Saturday.
Wow.
I didn't know, you know, I mean, I didn't know any of this stuff, so I was just like, yeah, fuck, I can't spend too much time away from my gym, because that's how I make money. So I was like, all right, sweet, chuck me on a plane on Wednesday. I'll get there Thursday. I'll fight Saturday, and I'll fly back on like,
No.
yeah, it was wild. It was absolutely wild. I put on like over 10 kilos just in bloating from the airplane flight, which is the first time I've done a long flight. And yeah, I told Steph, I was like, yeah, bro, I'm around 122 kilos. I weighed in at 133. They're like, why are you lying? I was like, I wasn't. Just fucking, I didn't know about, you know, like the airplane bloating and stuff like that. I didn't know none of that.
Did he dock your money? Did he dock your wage?
No. No, it's heavyweight, so it's unlimited. But yeah, so I had that fight, and that fight lasted about 30 seconds, which was good, ideal.
It's a long way to fucking go for 30 seconds, man. To be fair.
I'd rather it like that than fucking doing a 10-minute war.
Well,
But yeah, no, it was good. And then I think 3 months later, I had another one, with Bad to the Bone as well, and this one was in Liverpool. At a fight in Liverpool, and my opponent pulled out, I think, a couple of weeks before the fight, and they go, look, the only person we have is this guy, called Jody, and he's a former
champion.
BKB world champion. Yeah. They're like, this is the only guy we have. I was like, fuck it, whatever, let's go. So I fought him. I broke both my hands in the first minute. That was the first time breaking my hands. But ended up winning the fight on points. Won all of the rounds, just using my jab, just moving, using my jab. Yeah, so that was another great learning experience. Then had that debut in Florence, that finished quite early, and then had the fight that we just had just recently. Broke both my hands again in that fight, and broke my cheek. And then obviously
that is going to happen in this game, isn't it? They're breaking them hands. It's going to happen in this game.
Yeah, especially if the fight goes a while. So if you get past round one, the likelihood of those hands breaking just skyrockets.
Yeah, and when you're a big boy as well, if you're 120
yes,
kilos.
that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I had been working on placing my shots a lot better, but after taking that shot in the first round, I was like, fuck, I need to get something back. And so I just started throwing the shots that I saw weren't the best shots to throw, for hand integrity, but I needed to get him back. You know what I mean? I needed to get some momentum again, and not let him feel like he's so comfortable coming forward again after I got dropped. So yeah, I just started banging
was
on.
Was that uncomfortable for you, Haze? Because obviously you've got such an aggressive style usually in coming forward, and that, or is that something you prepared for in the past, or did you just wing it as you went?
No, man, no. It's just I have a very tactical mind, and I go, okay, well, he's dropped me. He's going to be a bit more confident now, and he's probably going to come forward a bit more aggressively, which raises the chances of me going down again. So I just wanted to try and put a full stop to that, and just not let that thought occur in his head. Oh, I can just come forward. I'm just going to keep coming forward, because obviously that's a harder fight for me. So I just started trying to time him coming in and banging on a little bit, and it did deter him a bit, especially because I started catching him, so it deterred him from pushing forward so hard. I'm actually a back foot fighter. I like fighting on my back foot. but people don't typically want to engage with myself. So then I have to come forward. So yeah, it's a bit of both. Chris wasn't overly engaging coming forward, so I had to come on the front foot. But whereas Steve Banks was constantly coming forward, so I got to fight the way that I like fighting. But you know, I've adapted to both styles now, and I don't mind coming forward. I think it's probably going to be how I move forward now. I'll probably have to put on a bit more pressure. I like boxing, but I think I'm gonna have to be a bit more of a puncher boxer now, and just try and get people out of there early. So just to save the hands.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Mm.
And you said earlier about your gym. Do you still run your gym now, Haze? Is that
No,
still
sir.
in?
No.
No.
Yeah, because I started traveling so much for the bare knuckle, it became a sort of toss up between, all right, should I go over and do the things that like I was over in Italy for 2 weeks, and that was a short amount of time. You typically, I'd like to spend at least a month, get there a couple of weeks beforehand,
Climatize.
climatize, and then if there are any breaks, fractures, or whatever, I can get them sorted in Italy before I come back. So I'd like to have at least 10 days after the fight to get things like that sorted. But we couldn't do that this time just because I had to get back to my daughters. So I was going, well, can I afford to spend a whole month off the gym and the gym losing money? And while I'm trying to pursue my dreams now. And yeah, I had a good chat with my partner, and we just couldn't we couldn't do it. We couldn't keep spending that much time away from the gym and losing thousands of dollars while we're there, because we either had to close it or leave it open for the other boys to try and run, and just things weren't going well. Things were going missing. They weren't locking up. Just little things like that. So yeah, we had to pull the pin on it, and now I'm just focusing solely on my fighting. I think I'll open another one when I stop, because I do love it. I do love the coaching aspect and stuff like that. But yeah, for now, for the foreseeable future, I'm just focusing on getting that world title.
Yeah, and obviously it's good for the experiences and stuff coming all the way over to Europe and that to have your fights. But what is the whole scene like around where you are, around the Pacific Islands and things like that? Do you think that there is a lot of guys coming through for bare knuckle that might be able to do that in future, when maybe they might even hold an event over there in future?
Yeah, look,
we've got a few MMA guys and that. But...
yeah, I know that there's a fair few people that are interested, but sorry, just getting out of the sun. I know there's a fair few people that are interested, and the BKFC have spoken about doing a show here in Australia. Australia actually just started their own bare knuckle sort of promotion, and they've had one show, but yeah, man, there's a lot of interest. There's a lot of interest for it here, and I think the people from the Pacific will do well. I really do. Like, we've got a lot of good fighters here, in Australia and New Zealand, and a lot of tough boys as well. So I'm excited by the prospect of especially the BKFC coming here to Australia.
Yeah, there was rumours earlier on this year that they were going to come to Australia. Is that? I'm sure I heard that somewhere.
Yes, no, 100%. We'd even sort of put everything in place, but something happened with permits or something like that, and the show had to be pulled. So yeah, that was unfortunate. But yeah. Hopefully we can get it together and put something on. Yes.
Yeah, one day. And away from the fight game, then you've obviously got your new your drink out, Hepi.
Yep.
If you're going to talk to us a little bit about the thoughts going into that, and is that only available in Italy at the moment, or is it Australia,
right now? I think it's only available in America at the moment, in the States, because it is made in Mexico. Right. Now, what we're trying to do now, I do believe it'll go to Italy, but we're trying to get it brought here to Australia and New Zealand, and hopefully over to the UK as well. But first and foremost, we want to try and provide that drink to my supporters and people here in Australia and New Zealand. However, there's a few loopholes you got to jump through to get a shipping container from Mexico into the country. So yeah, we're just going through that at the moment, especially because it's your first shipping container, and you know, and I was focusing on my fight, so there was a lot of logistics and stuff that we had to get into, and I was like, man, I need to focus on this fight, so we'll just put it on the back burner and we'll try and sort it out after the fight. So that's going to be one of my prime focuses over the next month.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Yeah, you're a busy man, aren't you? I mean, obviously, how many children do you have, Haze?
3. I have 3 daughters. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got your hands full.
I do, very much so. Very much so.
Fingers in a lot of pies. Well, I think obviously you've had to get yourself out of the sun there, mate. So I think we'll wind you up and let you get back to your morning routine. As it is over there. I know it's very early. We appreciate you joining us so early in the morning over there. We wish you best of luck with getting that rematch with Christoph, and also with everything in the future. And if you do happen to be able to send some over, we'll have a bottle of that Hepi tequila over here.
Beautiful.
Oh, just one quick one before we shoot off, Haze.
Yeah.
We've got a friend of yours on the podcast tomorrow. We've spoke to him before, Jimmy Sweeney. I'm not sure if we actually spoke to him after the fight, or if you've got a little message for him.
Yeah. Just make sure you because I think he's going down. He's going down now, isn't he? He's trying to go down a weight. And every time we fight in the same place, he asked me to bring him over candies from Australia and New Zealand. So no more candies, brother.
Especially if he's going down weight. Exactly.
That's 100%. 100%.
Well, we're speaking to Jimmy tomorrow, so we'll give him a shout from you, Haze.
Awesome.
Thank you very much for joining us, and as I say, all the best in the future.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
We appreciate it. Cheers. Thank you.
All the best, guys. Take care.